Hello everyone and welcome back to DaVinci Guitar. Today we're excited to have you all with us for a special lesson on the major 7 inversions. So we've talked a lot about the various inversions, the major, the minor, and the dominant inversions going up the board. We know that we have 2 roots and we have a first and second inversion. But what if you want to add something else to the chord? What if you want to make it sound a little special? That's what we're going to be covering today. We're going to be talking about embellishment chords. Embellishment chords are chords that add an extra tension or extension to the chord. If we're working in the key of A, we know that an A major chord has 3 notes, an A, a C sharp, and an E. However, if you want to add an extension to the chord, then you need to add in a 4th note, and that's going to add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of color to the chord. Today we're talking about the major 7 chords. So in the major 7 chords, we add in the 7th note of the scale, the natural 7th, which in the key of A, when you consider the key at the circle of fifths, we know that you take a G sharp, and that's the 7th note out of an A major scale. And that's the major 7, that's the natural 7 that you want to add to get that major 7 chord. So now that we've covered that and talked a little bit about the theory, let's go ahead and look at how exactly we play it on the guitar. So if we want to play a major 7 in our first root that leads to 3rd inversion, Jim and I are going to demonstrate here. You simply go from the major, and then you bring the finger down. And you have that right there, in that major 7, being that G sharp note, which again, here, is in the bass. Now, let's go ahead and move on up to the second root position that we have, the second root that we have, and we're going to go to root note A, right? And this is the form we're going to use for the first root in a major 7 chord. So this is an A major 7 chord. It's an A major chord, it has an A, a C sharp, and an E, but there's that added note of the G sharp, which in here adds a little bit of color. Now, let's go ahead and jump on up to our first inversion. And first inversion, we know, means to take the 3rd note out of the scale, being the C sharp, and transform that into your new root. So we want to go to our C sharp note right here, and we want to simply, we know that this was our major, so we're simply going to bring the pinky down, and that's going to be a first inversion A major 7 chord. That's awesome. Now we want to go to second inversion, and for second inversion, we know that we have to take the 5th note out of the scale and use that as our new root. So we're going to come up to this E up here, and we're going to simply play our major form, but we're going to bring the pinky down again because we need to get that G sharp in here, not the A as normally is found in the second inversion major chord, because we're playing major 7. You're going to have this. So now you know how to play a major 7 chord in 2 roots and the 2 inversion forms. You can use that in any key simply by knowing the root, the 3rd, and the 5th out of the scale, and then manipulating that for your roots and your inversions. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jim, who's going to continue with a demonstration.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to learn the major 7th. So what we're going to do in all 3 inversions, so what we're going to do is we're going to go from the major chord to the major 7th. And you're going to notice that there's a moving line in that. So we're going to go to our root position, and here's our A note, and we play the A note, and now we're going to drop it to its major 7th. And you have a little moving line there in the bass. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the next root, and we're going to play our major. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drop it to the major 7th. Now we're going to go to our first inversion, which is here on the C sharp, like she mentioned. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop it to a major 7. Then we're going to go to our second inversion, and we're on the E note. And what we're going to do is we're going to play the A and then major 7. So it's going to sound like this when we put it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's our major 7ths.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Jim, for explaining that. We hope that this was a helpful lesson for all of you watching. And now you know how to play an embellishment chord in the inversions forms. You know that tension, that extension of the natural 7 can be added to bring a little bit of color to the chord. So we hope that's helpful for you in your playing. Thank you for watching DaVinci Guitar, and make sure to check out our website. And like I said, our Patreon will be coming soon, so we look forward to seeing you all there. Hi everyone, it's Abigail from DaVinci Guitar. Thank you so much for your support of us over the past few weeks since we've launched this channel. We love posting the lesson videos for you all every Monday and Thursday, and we will continue to do so. However, we also wanted to let you know that we're having a new series called Testimonial Tuesday, where we bring in one of Jim's students from his own studio, based here in South Carolina. And they share a little bit about what they've learned from Jim, what they've learned from DaVinci Guitar, and also give a demonstration of their abilities. Tomorrow, we have Pam Wooten. Pam is a 67-year-old guitarist, and she's so excited to be joining the team for Testimonial Tuesday, our very first ever. So make sure to stop back in tomorrow for Testimonial Tuesday with Pam. We can't wait to see you there.